It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, a week, a month, even your year. But I'll be there for you. When the rain starts to pour, I'll be there for you. I've been there before. I'll be there for you. So there for you too. Smelly cat, what are they feeding you?
Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to the Inspector K Show. We're going for episode 8, and we are entitling the Canadian Epstein Connection. And also, we're going to be talking about a little bit what's going on in Iran and around the world. I'd like to let you know that we are broadcasting live on Patriot Mike Show on Rumble. We are on X, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. We're around the world. We're the shot heard around the world. So I just want to let you know I'll be there for you, friends. Used to love that show. We got we're gonna have some friends of our own. Our Canadian Patriot, Mr. Derek Noonan, will be joining us, and we also have lots of intel on some really interesting stuff going on in Canada. Patriot and Mike, could we start off with that second and then the third video clip here? Awesome. Welcome to the show, guys. No, the second one. That's the last one. Sorry, Patriot Mike. We're almost there. Okay, well, Patriot Mike does that. We were talking Epstein, and there was some interesting stuff going on, and some people who have been exonerated. And looks like Michael Jackson has been exonerated, and Linkin Park, the lead band singer, Mystery, he died mysteriously as he was promoting, child trafficking and all the stuff going around the world with that. But hopefully we can get that video, Patriot Mike, if you can. The second one that I was showing you right after the Friends video. It'd be so awesome because it really ties to RCMP and how they're treating things. And we're going to be talking about what's happening in BC. Are you there, Patriot Mike?
I'm not sure. Is the one that's previewed, is that the one you want?
Yeah, the second one right after. You'll see the second video.
Well, it's not that easily done, but the video that's on the screen right now.
Okay, yeah, the third, or you can go to the third one. You can go to if you can put the third one in there. That'd be great.
Here we go.
Perfect. Our RCMP in the dance, pride dance. We have so pride. Okay, awesome. Just wanted to show you guys this is RCMP, that they were doing the pride dance, and they're totally on board with everything that's going on that our government's promoting with the woke. And Patriot Mike, if it's possible, just want to get to that third video would be fantastic. And then we'll bring on our Canadian Patriot war vet, Derek Noonan.
2 firearms, a long gun and a modified handgun, were recovered by responding officers.
Okay, can you talk about the guns that were recovered? And can you say anything about who owned those guns, whether he had a license?
I can say that she had a license that had expired. I believe it was in 2024. She did not have any firearms registered to her. Police have attended that residence in the past, approximately a couple of years ago, where firearms were seized under the criminal code. I can say that at a later point in time, the lawful owner of those firearms petitioned for those firearms to be returned, and they were.
Were criminal charges laid in relation to those firearms?
No. 2 firearms.
Awesome. It's crazy. So basically, they returned the guns to the owners, and then you know what happened after that. Should never have happened. And now I'd like to bring on our guest, our Canadian patriot, Mr. Derek Noonan. Welcome to the show, Derek.
Hi guys.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. We got lots to talk about, brother.
Oh,
What's going on with you, man?
hours. We have days, months, years worth of talking.
Yeah, it's the President Trump. They released 3.5 million Epstein files. I'm sure a lot of people are still combing through it. There's just so much going on. You guys remember last week? I know even Patriot Mike brought up there was a trans shooter last week in British Columbia. 10 people died, 25 people injured. God forbid. But that day that it happened, that just happened to be 333 days that Mark Carney has been in as the PM. 333. Does anybody recognize that number, Derek? You want to tell
Yes,
me about that?
yes.
So no coincidences. I see these numbers. Go ahead, Derek. Your thoughts on
No,
this?
yeah. So it was it was funny because it was basically a disinformation from day one, from hour one, and it wasn't that really the only reason why we know what we know was because of the work of basically an independent media outlet that was first to the scene.
That's why we're important, folks.
Yeah, that's right. So um, the description was not accurate by the RCMP. They didn't use the name that he was using.
Well, they
That
called
was
him a
the other
gun
thing.
person.
They
That's he
called him
was
a
a gun
gun,
person. Yeah.
a gun person, and a
I'd
woman
never
in a
even heard of
dress.
this before.
Yeah, and a woman in a dress.
Mhm.
But it was funny because that you listen to comments that town was so small. If they had just said that that was a man in the dress, they would have known exactly who it was.
Yeah.
Because he was well known in the town. It's a small town. It was a very small town.
Yeah.
Everyone knows each other up there.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, thank God for independent media because the, like I don't we probably Canada's so different than the States. Uh, the police could like if he wrote a manifesto, he may or may not have.
Yeah.
You know, we'll never see it.
Right. Yeah.
We'll never see it.
Yeah.
Um, we may not even know the weapons that they used.
Right.
Uh, there, when it happened, there was a small report that he had a long gun. They didn't describe that, but they said that he had a modified handgun. Now that could have been an extended clip on the
Right.
handgun, could have been a laser sight on the handgun. So we don't know. So we do know that over the last 2 years, Canada has banned short arms, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Handguns. So, yeah, I still think what we know now is probably all that we'll know, and I don't think the RCMP is going to.
To do any
We
further.
know
Yeah.
that they did mention that they were at his house many times
Yeah.
um, for mental health reasons, primarily is what he said.
Jay
Uh,
Bolin, I thought it couldn't get any worse than Castro Jr. Carney
no,
is really bad. Yeah, we
yeah,
knew he was going to be bad.
yeah,
And he was a former Bank of England. England's a wreck right now. England's broke. They're on
yeah.
the verge of collapse the way they're going. Not a Christian
Well,
country anymore, but
yeah, their government's near collapse.
yeah.
Um, you know, they've basically destroyed that country.
Oh,
I don't
same
know.
policies. I noticed.
I think England, the UK's lost. To be honest
No,
with you.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's entirely another discussion. But
yeah.
you
Oh
know
yeah.
what I wanted to
That's
bring out.
ours on just on you on the
Oh
UK.
yeah, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
whole nother five eyes we can go on. But
yeah,
I think then one of the patterns that I recognize, Derek, is that each time these things go on where people get hurt and unalived or something bad goes happen,
yeah.
I noticed right away within a day or two, the guy Gary, the guy from India who's wanted for charges or something, he comes right after Canadian citizen guns. So he wants to come after their people's guns. Now, this isn't a gun issue. This is a mental illness issue. and it should never have been returned after knowing that there was already issues with this particular family or whatever, what have you call it. So that's the first thing. And there was something also in 2020 in Nova Scotia. I think there
Yep.
was another sort of similar situation where there's mass murders going on the East
Well,
Coast. And
that,
first
that
thing
was
they
a
do
guy.
is
That
guns.
was a
They want
guy.
our guns. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That was a guy that was impersonating the RCMP, and it was the day after Trudeau
Right.
started, right?
Yeah.
And that was basically, he used that as the impetus for the last round of gun bans
Yeah.
was from
Yeah.
that incident. So we again, that's another where the RCMP is involved. We're not
Yeah.
going to know the full details on that. They haven't. We don't
Right.
know. Like
I just wanted to show you guys like a
how
little
did he
bit
get
of,
a how did he get an RCMP uniform? How did he get an RCMP labeled car?
yeah.
I mean, you know how, right?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's not adding up, but it's just I
No.
wanted to show you guys a little bit how you can kind of clearly see the corruption and you can see what type of people are so easily influenced. And when you're under all these drugs and this and that, it's really hard to your mind to be distorted and to do crazy things. And it seems like it's this one type of group that keeps doing it. There was something in Rhode Island recently too. Something happened, so it's just continuous and
Well,
it's
that was a grown man
yeah,
who decided. I forget how old he was. I think he was in his late 40s,
right,
and so he killed himself and his family. Now he obviously left his family, right?
right, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
through
yeah,
because of his transition.
right,
Um, and it could have gone past his family, but I do understand that there were some people, or actually two guys, that did intervene, that
right,
did
oh
try
yeah.
to bring him down. So it was just limited to his family, but he could have from there moved on
There's so
to
many
people watching the.
similarities with what's going on with the FBI and January 6th and all these false flags. I also believe, I'll leave it at this and we'll move on to a few other things, the Epstein Carney connection, that in Coutts, Alberta, there was four guys, they got arrested and they found all these weapons on them, this and that. I don't
Uh-huh.
know, like, it looked like to me, for the most part, the convoys were pretty peaceful. They had playing hockey in the streets, cleaning up, giving food to the homeless. And then they said the Emergencies Act was illegal. And then these four guys in Alberta got set up, I believe, sort of like a January 6th. They went to jail and they couldn't even prove really hardly anything.
Well,
But
no, the RCMP blatantly,
yeah,
uh, they used a picture from a previous bust that they did
yeah,
that was probably 3 to 4 years prior.
yeah,
So it was basically the weapon cache
yeah, yeah. They
they
think
had
we're
got
really
there,
that stupid in
and
a sense.
and
So
and they use that. But you're also forgetting the other one too, related to Ottawa. Well, a little bit more so to Ottawa. So I believe it was 2 days, the last 2 days before the day that they beat everybody in the streets and ended the protest in Ottawa. Was,
yeah.
I don't know, do you remember hearing the story that apparently in Peterborough, 1,500 firearms were missing?
Oh, right.
Do you remember that
Sounds
story,
sounds
right?
familiar. Sounds familiar.
Right? And
Yeah, yeah,
they were recovered. It was just, but they did that. They put that story out purposely
yeah,
to get the MPs on agreement on bringing in the emergency
right.
act. But
Yeah,
that's all that it was, and it was built on lies, just like January
yeah.
6th.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Now I know we have an American audience,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm
I
gonna say
love our
this.
American audience.
So I'm gonna say this. Listen, our Liberal Party
Yeah,
is the same as your Democrat Party. The Democrat Party
agreed.
is the same as our Liberal Party. They
Agreed.
talk all the time. Okay,
Yeah,
it wasn't a week. It was a week, not even a week before Carney became the prime minister,
yeah.
that we had 8 Democrat senators come up and meet him in Ottawa.
Oh, yeah.
So the same thing. So um, I don't know what platform we're on, but so um, let's go back to the incident that you talked to about
Yeah,
Nova
yeah.
Scotia
We're
about
all
the guy
over the world
impersonating
here.
the
We're
cop.
running the
Okay.
world tonight.
Okay, so that
Yeah,
happened. That Nova Scotia thing happened.
Right.
Okay, the shooting in Nova Scotia happened 2 weeks after S Lake in the States happened.
Mm.
Sandy Hook. Okay,
Right.
so
Yeah.
Sandy Hook happened. That thing happened. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, January 6th in the States overlapped the convoy here. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
they desperately wanted to make our convoy
Yeah.
something that they can blame on January 6th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everything's there. Now, of course, then you had the BLM stuff that occurred in the summer. Okay.
Right.
Down in the
Yeah.
States, right?
Yeah.
Um,
No, it was
so we
up here in
had,
Toronto too,
well,
Derek. I
well,
was
well,
I was driving by in
of
Toronto on the
course.
main street, Yonge
Yeah.
and Bloor. I saw the angriest people, BLM people, screaming on the streets. I didn't even know what was going on, but I just saw hate. It was just really bad. Really,
Yeah.
really screaming off the top of your lungs in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. Like,
But you
is
remember
yeah,
what Trudeau did at that time too, remember?
he took a knee.
He took, well, yes, out where out in BC
Yeah.
at the residential school.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right now,
Yep,
so
yep.
yeah, so I'm not obviously not going to deny any of that occurred, but that school, there's still no bodies that have been uncovered in that school.
Yeah.
But the coincidences, it's
Oh,
it's
yeah, definitely.
there's
There's
no
patterns.
there's no such thing as a coincidences, that this
Agreed,
occurred
100%.
here and
Yeah,
that occurred in the States. So
yeah,
it was a simultaneous operation
yeah,
that came off the back end of COVID.
yeah,
And now maybe I'll just kind of give you a segue into Epstein.
yeah.
So the Epstein files. So all of those people uh, that took the jab. I'm going to
Mhm.
say this to you: the Epstein files. Just on you take basically four emails out of that Epstein file
Right.
with Gates,
Yep,
Epstein, World
yep,
Health Organization guy. How did this mad scientist know 2 years ahead of time that this COVID was going to come in?
yep,
Okay,
yep.
and ask this psycho baby eating demon or whatever you want to call him, agent, whatever, for his advice on the rollout.
Right.
And then how did COVID get a patent number?
Yeah, no, agreed.
Okay.
Totally agreed. Pandemic
Are,
for
are,
sure.
all right. So I meant,
They have the problem and
what,
the
what,
solution all at the same time. How
yeah, exactly.
convenient. Oh, yeah.
So, what are we, when I say the citizenry, I mean the citizenry around the world. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Knowing all of this, really the ball is in our court now,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's funny how the mainstream media is really not picking it up. There's a local radio station that sometimes mentions some of the Epstein stuff, but they're really just
Yeah.
kind of focused
I'm not finding like
on
any, not even
no,
politicians in Canada are
no,
talking about it at
no,
all.
nothing,
Zero.
zero, zero.
Zero.
Yeah. Now it's funny too. As soon as those Epstein files are released,
Yeah.
Carney puts the seal on all the COVID data and
Yep.
everything
15 years.
for
No.
15 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right.
like we just went through a whole bunch of coincidences
Oh,
on
yeah.
each side of the border, similar situations,
Yep.
right? There's no such thing as coincidences. This is
Right.
a game,
We
plain and
have
simple.
people coming from the conservatives that we think that they're on the Republican conservative side in Canada. All of a sudden, they decide they want to wake up and be a liberal, and they're shaking hands and hugging with Carney the next day. So they're leaving all their voters who thought they voted conservative. This happened today. All of a sudden, this guy in Edmonton decides he wants to be a liberal, and now they get a couple more seats. They get the majority. They can just write bills and speech
Yeah,
laws and take our guns and everything. We're going like full communism, full
yeah,
2030 has sped up faster than you can blink. You agree?
I agree, but let me throw a caveat to you.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so this guy did come out before and said, "Listen, in April. I'm just going to resign my seat."
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So now I want to spend
Spend
time with
time
my
with the
family.
family, I think he said.
Right.
Right? He's going to spend some time with the family and loved ones.
So
Yeah.
we have Michael Ma before he crossed the floor. He
Yeah,
was
that's
meeting.
one.
He was in the Chinese embassy. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Not far from me,
This
actually. He's in Markham, I believe.
correct. So a majority government for Mark Carney is a majority government for the CCP. The
Correct.
CCP is involved with all of these floor crossers. Now,
Correct.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was threatened, okay,
Oh, right.
to cross. So Lake Carney is a CCP asset. There's no, you'll
Yeah.
never change my mind on it. He is plain and simple.
Well, yeah,
He's a
Brookfield has a
CCP asset.
250 million
Yeah.
loan just before he became the prime minister, so that has to be paid. Someone's got to pay the bills, right?
What 100%. He's pure CCP agent.
Yeah.
Now, I'll go actually later on. We'll do it too, Aaron, on the next one. We're going to talk
Welcome to
about
the
that.
show, guys. It's going to be a
We're
great one. We're
we're
just getting
we're
started here.
we're going to talk. We're going to do a
John
show just
Bolin, Tika, welcome. Welcome, guys.
we're going to we're just going to do a show exclusively on, and maybe in the next 2 weeks, exclusively on the Hogue report. And the Hogue report is all this interference, all these files that are sealed, that Pierre doesn't want to sign the Secrets Act because once he wins, he wants to go and talk about it.
Right.
So we're going to talk about that because some of the stuff's not secret and that I've come across, but
Yeah.
there. We go back, if we go back to Trudeau's first term, okay?
He started in 2015, I believe
To,
that's when he
to
won.
2015. So, Polyev and the conservatives put through a motion to recognize the Uyghurs in China. So for those that don't know, the Uyghurs are basically in the western provinces of China.
Mhm.
They're Muslim, okay? But China basically, obviously, religion, you can't practice religion in that
Yeah.
in that communist state that they
Yeah.
have. So there's tapes that got out that basically they're in concentration camps, slave labor.
Yeah.
Um,
They're
they were
actually tearing
slaves.
down mosques in China. I saw so many videos
Yeah.
that they
Oh, yeah.
were mosques were getting bulldozed
A- ab-
recently.
Absolutely. So this motion went before the floor, and then what happened was Trudeau and his entire cabinet
Yeah.
walked out. Okay, along with other liberals, they just walked out and walked out because they didn't want to be seen voting against the CCP.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I
Doesn't
have
surprise
it.
us.
I have it from a member of the government at that time.
Right.
That they were mailed bullets.
Hmm.
Okay, and then they left, and then they walked out. So this is the influence that the CCP has
Yeah. Well,
on
actually, you know
on
what? Do you
the
want to
government.
add to that? Recently, was it last week? We found, I guess, independent journalists were driving by northern Alberta. There was a Chinese something like a factory or something. I
No,
forgot what they were making, but they had three armed guards with what kind of machine guns was it? Was it AK-47s?
AK-47s.
Yeah, they came up to them and were like, "What would we have like armed CCP guards in Canada when they're trying to ban all the assault rifles and everything going on? What's that all about? Explain that one, Derek."
Well, okay, so it's from a media outlet that I don't know anything about. It's called
Then
the
we're gonna get
Western.
into Epstein, guys. I promise
Okay.
you. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll kind of end on this part on the CCP, but like I said, I promise everyone in 2 weeks' time I'll unveil everything about the
Let's
CCP
do
that
it.
I
Yeah,
know
we need to. That's why I wanted to talk Canada tonight.
that I know in Canada. So the Western Sentinel, I don't really know them. But so the CCP does have assets in the oil field. Okay, so this I'm not even quite sure of the location. I don't even think he spelled out, but it was close to Petro Canada, up
Hmm.
in up in northern
Right.
Edmonton, Alberta. Sorry, at Fort McMurray. Now, it was on site of a Chinese-owned one. Okay, so apparently a driver goes in to do a delivery. He sees these two guys. He's kind of told, "Hush, hush,"
Right.
forget about it. So, you know, I actually intend to go and look at it myself, but I'm calling around out there too, and there wasn't no other sightings to it, but
Yeah.
like when you're up at Fort McMurray, like a lot of those guys, I mean, you're in grizzly bear territory. A lot of
Oh
guys
yeah.
take their firearm with them.
Oh yeah.
Okay, right. So you don't know what's going to happen up there. So
Oh, right.
that's common. But what I will say, so that's still kind of for me, that's still kind of unconfirmed. But what I will say though
Yeah.
is in PEI. So this is through basically the Confucius Society. So the CCP disguised as monks. Okay,
Okay. Yeah, and
right.
PEI.
They're buying up land and they're building like
Prince Edward
basically.
Island. That's East
Yeah,
Coast,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Halifax, Nova
Sure.
Scotia.
Well, yeah, PEI specifically. So what they're doing is they're buying up land and for Buddhist
Right.
universities they claim. Okay, Buddhist temples. If you look at the buildings are very much like barracks. But what the CCP is doing there is very similar to England, where they're building that massive embassy in London, close to basically the telecommunications network of the UK. That what they're doing in PEI is a spy hub. And what I mean by a spy hub is that's going to monitor the east coast of the North Atlantic. Okay. So that's basically going to spy on our brothers in the States, their military.
Yeah.
So if you visualize, so say China and
Just north of Maine, guys. We're
yeah,
right above Maine.
yeah, basically north of Maine. So
Yeah.
if the U.S. gets into a kinetic war with China, okay, so you're it's basically the west coast of the U.S. is exposed and China, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you look at China, China goes, well, just hypothetically, the U.S. will move all their forces to the west, right? But China goes, if we do get into kinetic war with the States, you got to attack them from all angles, right? So what will happen is the reason why our Canadian Arctic is so important is the Chinese will go through our Arctic, down the North Atlantic, along the east coast of North America, okay? With their subs and with their battles. So they'll go around. So they can engage the U.S., say, on either coast. I'm just, these are all
Yeah.
hypothetical.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
These are
you're
what,
thinking
yeah.
militarily. I
Well,
know. I
well,
know. Patriot
military.
Mike's listening. Yeah.
Well, militarily, you want to put a nuclear sub off the coast of from New York down to Pennsylvania, right?
Right.
From the Atlantic, right? This is
Yeah.
hypothetical. This is how the Chinese would do it. So this is why Greenland is so important,
Yeah. This is what we talked about in the last
right?
episode,
Oh, that's right. We
episode
just talked
7,
about.
Monroe Doctrine,
So
guys.
that's what it
Yeah.
is. So
So
like
important.
so no, going back to the CCP with this Buddhist university and when they say the Confucius studies, which is the CCP getting into the universities, like here in Canada, they've sent in students, CCP agents and
Oh,
students that
yeah.
are that are that are in our universities and they graduate or in our coming out of university and then they become assistants to our parliament members. They become
Yeah.
assistants in our embassies. Uh,
In
they
our
take position
healthcare, Dr. Tam,
healthcare. They take
right?
positions in our consulate.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
now in London, we found that these Chinese students had bomb making material,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
then in Vegas 2 weeks ago, we find the CCP had a biolab
Yeah. Yeah.
in there, right? So
Not
that's
forgetting the police stations, too. We had how many
the
police stations in Canada and
Chinese
the
police.
US?
Well,
Yeah.
our CMP says there's no Chinese police stations in Canada.
I actually visited 2 of them a few years ago when I was
Yeah,
working in another place there.
yeah.
So we know that
So
they exist, and we just don't forget about the North guys. We know exactly what's going on here.
yeah,
But one thing that we didn't get into, and I wanted to tie into the Carney connection. He's
right.
mentioned 69 times
Yeah,
in the files. We have pictures of Maxwell with him, with his wife, his man wife. And apparently Maxwell used to be close with his Carney's wife. Carney also has a son that's transitioned or something. So there's all this connection with this whole wokeism, demonic thing going on. There's also recently we've come across where Reid Hoffman, LinkedIn CEO,
mhm.
was thanking Carney. I don't know if you have anything, Patriot Mike, Reid Hoffman, if you want to put that up, where he was congratulating on his win. And Hoffman's done. I think he's mentioned like 1,700 times in the files. So there's connection there. Here we go. Awesome. Reed Hoffman, congratulations to my longtime friend. We love you long time. Mark Carney on his election victory. Leaders with clear grasp of the global economy are precisely what this moment calls for. How interesting. And this guy is confirmed. Really evil guy. What do they say? You judge a person by their fruits, and you can tell who your friends are and who you hang around in your crowd and circle. And then we have another picture, Derek, with Mr. Tom Hanks,
Hmm.
Carney, and Maxwell. And people can say there's AI, they can say this and that, but we got like, there's so much things going on. And the media completely is covering for him here. They're not even mentioned bringing it up, nothing, zero talk. He's an angel, he's done no wrong. And hold on, what do we got here? Patriot Mike? There we go, there's the picture there.
Do you have the famous one of them in the picnic there? Did you want to bring that up again?
Oh, yeah, actually, I think Patriot Mike, there's another picture. If you could bring that kindly, that'd be awesome.
I'll kind of start in there.
Yeah. Actually, didn't you write something about this last week, Derek? I think
I did,
with
yeah.
the
I'll kind of explain that.
yeah. So you'll let you speak, and then I'll lead into something else because there's another little something that I'm not sure you guys know about. But if you have that picture of where he's at the picnic with Maxwell, there you go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, and look at the bottom one. It looks like his wife's or man wife or whatever. She's like very unhappy.
Yeah.
Like she looks like she has got a lot of issues. But big Adam's apple, very nice big Adam's apple she's
Yeah.
got there.
So
Looks
so that
pretty chummy.
so that top picture there,
Yeah.
the name, oh geez, the name escapes me, but he's the number 2 man at BlackRock. By the time I'll chime in once his name comes back to me. Then of course you have Mark Carney, and then you
Yeah.
have Ghislaine Maxwell beside him,
Yeah.
and then you have Mark Carney's wife Diane Fox,
Yes.
and then below you have Diane Fox, Mark Carney, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay. Now
Mouth of the South. Hey, Sickles. Now
there
he
you
gets
go.
back
So
to me. I texted him all day.
okay, so I'll describe like what we know. So Diane Fox and her sister Tiana, okay, are longtime friends of Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, so they've known each other for decades, longtime friends.
You guys
Okay.
listening to this? Listen to this
Be,
connection.
be,
It's serious.
because they're uh so Mark Carney obviously isn't English. He
Yeah.
says he was European before he became the prime minister. He was born in Edmonton, Bank of Canada, head here, and then he went over
Yeah.
to England, right? So we know that story. So his wife Tiana is actually English. So she's basically the aristocratic class. She's, you know, basically professional student, and now she basically
Wasn't
works.
she at Columbia University or Harvard or one of those
Yeah,
Ivy
yeah,
League
she went to
schools?
Harvard. Well, she met Mark at Oxford.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So, and then from there, she basically works for NGOs, environmental NGOs.
Yeah. And
Now,
also, just throw one more thing in, Derek.
yeah,
Carney's wife's aunt is the one who designed the Claude Plevin strategy where you overwhelm the system. I
correct.
don't know if you knew that.
Yeah,
Diane Carney Fox, that's, was it her aunt? She's the one who designed the Claude Plevin strategy, which we've talked about, Patriot Mike. You've brought that up many, many times. What a connection.
sure.
Carney's wife's aunt.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So, so Tiana, which is Mark Carney's sister-in-law, okay, she's married to a guy named Lord Rotherhithe.
Hmm.
Okay, so he's an aristocrat,
Right.
well-known businessman. He's also, you can also find pictures of him with Mendelssohn in England, but that sort of that aristocratic class in England, they all know each other.
Yeah.
But I'll read you an email. Okay, this is from Lord Rotherhithe to Ghislaine Maxwell. T passed on your rude Easter creature movie. I thought you might like it nutty. I doubt he is up to your normal muffin standard. Hope to see you soon. Love, Robin. So his name is Robin. Now, that's very peculiar, isn't it?
Wow.
Now I'm gonna extrapolate it. I'm not gonna say it's true because obviously we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
So an Easter creature to me is like a bunny outfit. Okay, and we all
Mm.
know, you guys all know, well, the rabbit hole, but you guys all know the history of bunnies. When you see the
Like,
bunny,
what about
right?
this? Alice in Wonderland. Q talks about that a
Alice,
lot. I don't know if you guys
Alice in
know that.
Wonderland.
Yeah.
But muffin is used a lot in snuff films. So I'm not saying it is, but that's just a very peculiar email that
Yeah.
goes back there. Now, you did mention that Mark Carney is mentioned 96 times in there. Um, I will give him the
69,
credit.
sorry, 69 times actually. We
69 times.
got that
I,
reversed.
I, I
Yeah.
will give him the credit, and a lot of them are articles that business articles that Epstein would have kept or something like that that showed up on his hard drive and came.
Yeah.
But really, we're the one thing that when you do it, you need to look. So you can go, and I'm just bringing it up on my other screen here,
Yeah.
so I can see. So just bear with me here for a second. So
I got two examples when you're finished.
okay,
This is really deep, guys. You know that nobody, no media in Canada has even brought it up. Politicians on all sides of the angles. Independent media has, and you see the few posts, this and that, but not like how it is in the US, how people are bringing it up, or people resigning in England and other places around the world. Europe, many people have resigned, and it's just not brought up. It's just not talked about. It's really interesting. So it's just questions. Like, people have the right to have questions. Um, you know, so much for freedom of speech, I guess.
no, we don't have freedom of speech in this country.
Yeah. Not if they get a majority government, it's going to get really ugly very fast.
Absolutely. So Mark Carney, is basically at this point in time,
Yeah.
he is the Bank of England's chairman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now he was under investigation along with a guy named Mark Bailey. Okay,
Hmm.
for basically a loan, and again it deals with pension funds, investments, and things like this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right. Now it wasn't that he was abstained from it
Right.
or dropped. It was investigated. It just never ended up going anywhere. But
Yeah.
along with that scandal overhead, there was a
Yeah.
lot of dealings with Les Staley. Okay, so
Right.
Les Staley is, you go to that name, Staley. Okay,
Hmm.
you'll thousands of emails between him and Epstein. Okay, so he obviously was an investment banker. Epstein was an
Right.
investment
Yeah.
banker. Okay, the if you read the emails, you can clearly see
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
they are working together and they're
Oh,
colluding
yeah.
together. Okay,
Right.
now again, obviously hasn't hit the court, so I'll say this: it's very likely that Stanley was setting bankers up through Epstein.
Interesting.
Okay, now Carney did know that because there is a statement in an article that Carney says that bank uh, the Bank of England should have distanced themselves from Stanley, and they didn't.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Stanley was the one that grabbed Mendelssohn, Lord Mendelssohn, who's an MP,
Yeah.
who was going to be within this month was going to be England's ambassador to the United States. So
Wow.
so Mendelssohn is all over the Epstein thing. Now, Mendelssohn, he didn't have his preference for girls. He had a preference for young men. Let's put it that way.
Mm.
So Mendelssohn has resigned his post.
Yeah.
Uh,
Has he been
now
arrested?
he has not been arrested, but they want an inquiry. Now the other thing too is like Stammer is not pushing it. He resigned, so Stammer thought that was going to be it for him. He could
Right.
kind of absolve himself from that. But
Yeah.
people want charges against him, and of
Yeah.
course, Prince Andrew.
Yeah, and Starmer's playing like he didn't know, but it's true that he does know, or he did
Of
know.
course. Yeah, of
Right.
course.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no way, there's no
Right.
way that he couldn't.
Yeah, no, he had to know
Yeah,
for sure.
there's
So
no way
that
that he
leads
couldn't.
up to where I got an article here where it says Sebastian Shakespeare, now Buckingham Palace admits Prince Andy paid for bank bosses' parties. It says the Bank of England spokesman says it was the first time that Carney, who was appointed governor last year, had attended such an event. And this was back in March of 2014. Mr. Carney was invited by the Duke of York, who brought together figures from a range of financial institutions such as banks and hedge funds, he says. Andrew's office and expenses incurred from carrying out official duties are paid by the Queen from her private income. In 2011, the Duke stepped down from his role as Britain's trade envoy after his reputation was battered by disclosures about his links to controversial businessmen. So there's your link with going to all these parties through the Duke of York, Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
So there's one link there. And now here's for the I always guys give you a boom boom here. You guys ready for this one? Okay. There breaking. Carney's new government met with the CEO of DP World. They recently boasted about it. The Quebec Pension Fund had just halted deals with DP World over the CEO's ties with Epstein. The CEO wrote to Epstein, I love the torture video. Other facts DP World operates 5 major port terminals in Canada: Vancouver, Surrey, Nanaimo, Prince Rupert, St. John, and upcoming one in Montreal. Carney was listed 69 times in Epstein. Carney was photo tagged on his hands and knees with Maxwell. Carney attended private dinner function hosted by Prince Andrew. And at the end, will Carney's government continue to meet and do business with individuals like this that also have critical access to our major ports, or will they take the same logical approach as a Quebec pension fund? So the Quebec pension fund, they cut their ties basically. They halted
Yeah.
all deals with DP, the CEO of DP Worlds, and I think he's mentioned many times in the Epstein files, or he resigned, I believe.
Correct. Now,
Right? Yeah.
Carney and pension funds, our
Yeah.
pension fund, our CCP pension fund.
Yeah.
So he's gone over to the Middle East. He's looking for it to be propped up from Qatar. That's why he went to Qatar. That's why he went. He went into Saudi Arabia as well.
Yeah.
So
And also
before
China as well.
and China.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Trudeau and Freeland.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we'll take a 5 minute. We'll take a break very soon. Patriot Mac.
Perfect. So
A
I'll go
special
quickly.
message.
I'll go really quickly through this
Yeah, yeah.
because
No,
you
take
can
your time.
research it
Take
and
your
some
time.
people have done it.
Yeah.
So Justin and Freeland says, you know something, our Canadian pension fund should be investing in green companies and green funds.
Yeah.
Okay. So they did, but we all know green companies are worthless.
Yeah.
Right. So our pension was depleting. Okay.
Yeah.
Our pension was depleting.
Everything's depleting in Canada. Everything he touches.
Everything's
Everything.
depleting. So it turned out to be a complete shit show. So it never made money. So Carney comes in. Now I don't know exactly what he's doing. There's one guy that kind of explained it pretty well, but needless to say, the gist of it is he's got to bring that pension fund up because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people retiring. It's going to go broke.
Right.
But the other thing that he needs to do with that is he can make money off that himself on the trades.
Right.
Say I'll throw in Brookfield and that he can do that too. But to support the debt, he wants to have the pension fund up higher to support the national debt because Canada's teetering, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why he went to Qatar. That's why he went to Saudi Arabia because there's not many guarantees and investments
Yeah.
in the Middle East that's done
Yeah.
very differently. So that's why he went over there looking for them to basically prop up our CCP.
Yeah.
That's basically how we did it. So maybe
Yeah. It's very interesting. I see a guy, I'll leave it at this. He's just running around just for ops. It looks like he's just hustling. But at the end of the day, you got to look at the numbers. And the numbers show, I think I just saw it today, wasn't our unemployment rate? It was almost at like 7 or 8% or something. It's gone high. It's just going nuts.
well,
We,
yeah, we've had significant job losses.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Lots of all the
well,
auto parts going to the States, companies moving to the States. people being laid off from
Yeah.
from all the tariff talk and this and that. And Carney promised he'd build 500,000 homes where and he's only built 9
Nine.
since almost a year.
Yeah.
So this guy just goes around, talks. I know people like him. I've been in finance for 24 years. I've had people sit across from me, fill out an application, and lie to my face,
Mm.
and with a smile. So like at the end of the day, like you can just see at the numbers, he's not building the houses. Inflation is, they're saying it's low, but they can always screw the numbers. But all the layoffs, all the people who are in default, I know there's more defaults this year in mortgages than pretty much any other year. A lot of renewals are coming due, and people are going to be paying double the price and when they get their mortgage rate from when COVID was low.
Yeah.
So I'm not really seeing a lot of good things, but what we are seeing is that there's this Epstein-Carney connection, and no one's talking about it, guys. And I'm so happy that we only touched the surface, like the tip of the iceberg, Derek. I think
Mhm.
we're gonna have to do another show where we get into all the things that you wanted to talk about, more
Oh yeah. Yeah.
specifics.
Yeah.
So
That's what I mean. There's this mountains.
yeah.
Mountains.
Oh,
Yeah.
mountains. So with that note, Patriot Mike, I wanted you to come do a message, and then we'll play that video I wanted to tell you about. Then I wanted to talk a little bit about military because we got 2 military vets with Patriot Mike, American military, and Derek Noonan, our Canadian Patriot, ex-military vet. I think we're gonna have a great conversation on Iran, Israel, and Middle East. So go ahead, Patriot Mike. We got that. With the special sauce, we got the cream. So
So
video.
what I'm going to talk about here for real quick is a product that I've been using now for several months. Okay, let me tell you, when I started using this product, it's the chocolate sauce that makes your pants fall off. Why does it make your pants fall off? Because you lose all that belly fat that's been holding your pants up. And I can testify that I was 315 pounds, and I'm not saying that's a good thing. 315 pounds. Since when I started taking a spoonful of chocolate sauce makes your pants fall off every day. Every morning, I take a spoonful of this first thing in the morning, and it's chocolate raspberry sauce. It has what's called Morocell blood orange extract in it, along with collagen and trimella mushroom and other good stuff. But that Morocell blood orange extract is what really kicks this thing up to the next level. It has been clinically proven that 90% of the people, more than that take that product, lose some weight. I was 315 pounds when I started taking a spoonful of this every single day. And like I said, it's chocolate. It tastes like ice cream topping. You can't beat it. You could put it on ice cream, but it's probably not as effective. I'm just saying. But I'm down to 280.
Awesome.
So that's 35
fantastic.
pounds.
Yeah.
Now,
amazing.
I have elements, which I can't talk about when you're talking about a product like this. You can't talk because it doesn't treat or cure any disease. That makes it so I can't work out. I used to run 10 miles a day. I know it doesn't look like it. I used to work out every single day for years and years and years. I did that, but I just can't physically do it anymore. And I really didn't change the way that I eat because I like to eat. But I did start taking this, and as I said, I went from 315 pounds to 280. So here's what I'm saying to you: if you want to get your hands on a bottle of this stuff right here, right? And I need to sit down with Aaron and get him all set up.
Yeah, I know.
He has his own link, but I'll tell you what you could do. I can access his link and make sure he gets the credit for it. But if you want to try this stuff, here's what you do: you send a text message or an email to the number I'm about to provide to you right here. The email's the best: patriotmikeshow@gmail.com. patriotmikeshow@gmail.com. Put in the message that you saw it on Aaron's show and you want to know about the chocolate sauce that makes your pants fall off. You want to know about the belly buster in the bottle, and you heard it on Aaron's show, Inspector K, and you want to know about it, and I'll make sure he gets the credit for it.
Yeah. And soon Mike will be able to go skating with me very soon.
Yeah.
Continues up like this. We'll get pictures of that.
patriotmikeshow@gmail.com.
Awesome.
And I'll tell you what, there's other products in there. There's collagen products in there. There's a product called Nitro, which gives you all day energy without all the other crap that goes into the energy drink.
Yeah.
But this is the product right here. I'm down 35 pounds Since September-ish.
That's awesome, man. That's really good. That's
Yeah.
that's the way it should be done. You can't do it all at once. A few pounds every month. That's the way it's got to be done.
Well, it's made a bit different for me. And we're coming into springtime. If y'all want that bikini body,
Yeah, for sure.
if y'all want to see Aaron in a bikini, I'm just kidding.
I think you got the wrong show for that, man. I think that's over on CBS.
All right, so you want to play this other video? Is that what you're wanting to do?
Oh yeah, so we'll bring Derek. We'll play the video and then we'll bring Derek back, and I want to get your thoughts. It's probably about 4 minutes long, guys, but I think it's really awesome with what's going on, and it's a nice lady who's in Israel right now. So please check it out. Welcome back to the show.
Shalom, my friends from here in Israel. Israel just went on the highest alert and the highest preparedness regarding war with Iran. There's actually more military equipment here in the Middle East than there has been since 9/11 of America. And all of the people in the free world are gearing up to make sure, either through diplomacy or any other means, that Iran and the evil government won't be able to threaten, attack, and kill the people anymore. And it's very interesting, what might I say? And I don't think by chance that this is all happening today. Today is what in Hebrew is called Rosh Chodesh Adar. That means it's the first day of the Hebrew month of Adar. And do you know what happened in the month of Adar? Do you know what miracle happened in the month of Adar? Do you know what holiday we celebrate in the Hebrew month of Adar? We celebrate the holiday of Purim. And the whole story of Purim is eerily similar to what we're seeing happening exactly right now, exactly today. The story of Purim even took place in Persia, which is modern day Iran. And what happened in the story of Purim? God was very hidden, and there was evil, wicked Haman who wanted to destroy the Jewish people, and got a decree from the king that all the Jewish people will be killed on a certain day in Adar, in this month. And God turned everything around miraculously, working through us, through people, working through Queen Esther, working through Mordecai, in order to turn around the decree. And so right now that all of this is happening with Iran, that in Iran today, there is an evil leader that wants to destroy Israel, destroy the Judeo-Christian values that America stands for, that the West stands for. And that now, on the first day of this month of Adar, when we're celebrating the holiday of Purim, that now this is happening, this is God in motion. This is God in motion. And there's definitely a feeling here of being scared. I just had a talk with my children. If the alarms go off, where we're going to go to, where we're going to be safe. Everyone's listening for the sirens. Everyone's waiting for updates from the Home Front Command of what to do. That people are definitely nervous here because we don't know what will be. But we trust, and especially now in this month of Adar, we trust that God is with us. Hine lo yanum v'lo yishan shomer Yisrael. The guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. And as the story of Purim tells us, God always protects his people. God always protects what's right. God always protects his children, and God will always protect this holy land. We know it in the scriptures. And so as we enter this month of Adar, where we are commanded to be happy, mitzvah gedola liot besimcha. That's the whole point of this month, this Hebrew month of Adar. It's a mitzvah, it's a positive commandment from the Torah to be happy, that even when things look bleak, even when you're getting ready to run to your bomb shelters, even when you don't know what the future holds, even when there are threats from evil, wicked powers calling out exactly where you are and threatening you, mitzvah gedola liot besimcha. It's a positive commandment to be joyous, to be happy, and to know that God will watch over us. So here in Israel, we have the opportunity, my friends. You have the opportunity as well to be that Esther, to be that Mordecai brought for such a time as this. And what is demanded of us right now? Do you remember what all the Jewish people did before Esther went into the king, which was the time that ultimately turned around that evil decree? She asked all the people to partake in the prayer that she will be protected, that her words will come out right, and that God will save the nation. And she asked the entire nation to fast for 3 days, to fast and to pray. And so right now, I encourage you in this month of Adar, say it with me, Adar, that's the Hebrew month of Adar. I encourage you to pray that God's glory, that God's justice, that God's blessings will rain down. And as we say about Purim, she'akol yitapech letova, everything should turn around for the best. So pray with us now that everything will turn around, that God will come through, that there'll be safety, that there'll be goodness, and that peace will reign. I was just talking to my son Shimi about this, and he said, "Mommy, when is Mashiach coming? When's Messiah coming? When's there going to be peace? When's the day where the lion dwells with the lamb? When's the day when there won't be war anymore? When's the day when I don't need to run to my bomb shelter? When's the day that I don't need to worry about sirens?" And I said, "Shimi, it could come in a second. God could bring that in a second. We just have to pray for it." And he said, maybe he's giving us the opportunity just to do more good deeds and to pray to him more and to do more good things for one another. Maybe he's giving us that opportunity. And I agree completely. So I believe, Hine lo yanum velo yishan shomer Israel, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. And you, my friend, maybe you were brought for such a moment as this right now. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray for a hedge of protection, and pray that God's glory will be revealed. Shalom.
Amen to that. That was so beautiful. I want to bring back Derek. Thank you,
Very.
Patriot Mike. You're doing an awesome job. I'm going to have to give you a raise, Patriot Mike. But yeah, I wanted to talk about.
I want my raise. I want 20% more of what you're paying me
awesome. Well, 20% of let's see, spent zero.
Zero.
To carry the one, add the two. Yeah. So no, Patriot Mike, I wanted to bring you on as well because this is the military part where we got two amazing guys with great minds here from American, Canadian, and just to let you know, Purim starts, let's say, the 3rd of March, and it goes into the 4th. And those 2 days are going to be at night a blood moon. Now, I don't know if you guys know about a blood moon, but it mentions it in the Torah, and in the Torah, it's very biblical. I believe both temples were destroyed on a blood moon, and I know that it also means sort of like the sign of a new beginning. So it's really, really interesting time. And Patriot Mike, you always talk about a Haman moment coming. I really feel that we're going to free these Iranian people. I want to hear what Derek, what do you have to say? What's going on, man? You were at the Toronto rally where there's like 500,000 Iranians marching in the streets. Did you see that one picture, Mike?
Yeah, I saw they were shooting at him too.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying there were rallies all around the world.
No, they
Saturday,
was rallying the other day in Iran too.
Yeah. In Iran, in Los Angeles, they had rallies in London, Toronto, Vancouver. But we had a big one in Canada, in Toronto. We had like 500,000, not far from where I live, actually. And Derek, you went to one of those, didn't you? Did you not?
I did. I went a month ago. Last weekend was basically the anniversary of the last day of
the revolution, I think.
No, the last day of the convoy in Ottawa.
Oh right,
okay. So I was up there on Saturday.
Oh, you were in Ottawa on Saturday, right?
On Ottawa on Saturday, but Toronto, the streets of Toronto basically had, well, they say it could have been 500,000, well, at least 200,000 to half a million
we had
people.
a lot. It was totally crazy.
Very, very peaceful march.
Mouth of the South, Iran, Cuba, Venezuela are about to change very fast. Totally agreed. I believe we're going from dark to light. We're in that moment right now. We are in the times. That's going to be great revelation, however you want to call it. Patriot Mike, what are your thoughts on military right now? It's really quiet. No one seems to be making a move.
Isn't that quiet. It isn't that quiet.
Yeah, no, it's kind of hitting quiet.
I was watching an analyst, a military analyst here. He was talking about the transport of American military assets into the Middle East.
Yeah.
There we've got one aircraft carrier battle group already there,
Yeah.
and the other one is like right now in the running through the Suez Canal, and they're saying that they're making huge. They're traveling fast. They're way
Right.
faster than they normally
Yeah.
travel. The guy was saying that every day the amount of military assets is
Wow.
doubling exponentially over there, and that this is they haven't moved this many military assets this quickly since the first Gulf War.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? We're talking about a president and an administration and a secretary of defense and the generals who made all of the B2s but three
Yeah.
fly one way, and the media's going, oh, look, the B2s, while the other ones went the other way quietly and bombed the snot out of Iran.
Right.
So what does it mean? I don't have any idea what he's going to do, but whatever they think he's going to do, it's going to be something else. And I think it's going to be a devastating blow, whatever it is. I think we're going to see weapons just like with Venezuela that
Mhm.
have never been unleashed before
Yeah.
be unleashed. So
Agreed. I think it's going to be biblical as well. I think there's, every day I'm on these, I'm friends with some Iranians and I get stuff sent to me and I just see all these videos, how they're going into towns and just like going door to door and arresting innocent civilians who are just protesting. And I believe so far, probably what, 80,000 Iranians, we don't know, maybe 100,000 that they've, taken care of. And, I've seen so many bad things, bad videos coming out. They obviously shut the internet off for a reason there. And actually, just before I came on the show, I noticed in Tehran the power was out. I got a message the power was out. There was explosions today also all throughout Iran in the last couple of days. All these weird explosions, military hits. It looks like because they were like either bases or weaponry or stuff like that. I'm looking from Israeli perspective. Israel's attacking Hezbollah, which obviously Iran is connected to. They're taking up big time military targets. Something's going to blow. Like let's say the pot is cooking right now and it's boiling. Derek, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I got lots of thoughts.
That's
Lots
why
of
we're
thoughts.
here.
I'll spit them out, and then you guys tell me what you think
Go
after.
ahead.
So the first one I'll start off with is also keep in mind the civilians that they're killing.
Yeah.
They're not allowing them to be buried. Okay,
Yeah.
they can't
Hmm.
find them. So I want to tell everyone the reason for that.
Hmm.
The reason for that is for propaganda down the line.
Hmm.
So if and when there's airstrikes,
Yeah.
they're going to take all those civilian bodies they have and they're going
Yeah.
to throw them over near the airstrike and say, look how
And
many
so-
civilians you killed. So
yeah.
that's one point. So everyone just keep that in mind. Last week, and then it was probably released today. So Iran has started putting out some propaganda films.
Yeah.
Propaganda
Oh
films
yeah.
of their
I was-
navy and their generals, what generals they have left after that last Israeli operation out there. So that's coming out. Um, the U.S. doesn't do anything without their Raptors, and they moved 12 Raptors into the area.
Yeah.
I think that number is doubled, by the way. I think
Is
there's
that
now
up to
30.
24 of them now?
Wow.
No, up to 30.
Up
Oh,
to
wow.
over 30
They just
Raptors.
moved
Yeah.
several today, is what they're
Okay.
saying. I don't report a lot of this stuff on my show. I see it out there. Every time I see a post, though, they're moving this or moving that. It makes me nervous. Loose lips sink ships kind of thing. So I don't
Yeah.
post on my Telegram page or really talk about it a lot. But
Yeah.
the number I heard was 30.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
So
Some
so
things
that
are try not to share, unless it's meant to be.
so that's quite high. Them striking Iran
Hmm.
also has another purpose as well. They can take out the oil fields. That's basically China's oil field.
Right.
Okay.
That's
Now
a good point.
how China responds to after that, who knows? But
Yeah.
literally
Hmm.
you can do you could sever their military
Right.
without that oil short term.
It's a
Now
very good point.
having said all of that, you've got the State of the Union on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Does he do something? Does Trump do something before the State of the Union? You have the Epstein.
Yep.
He's got a lot of balls in the air. Now today he was making several drops, a lot of Q drops as well, or Q inspired. So
Yeah.
he's gonna start. You know, like the diehards aren't, but there's some down in the space saying, Donald, you don't want to mess overseas. We want the stuff cleaned up here. Now the drops that he was making today was about the election.
Yeah.
Several big ones about the voting machines.
Yeah.
And also on Dan Bongino's show there today, I forget the reporters, Sullivan. He basically came out and said, "Listen, they've got evidence now. A lot of foreign powers was involved in that Biden election.
Right.
A lot of cheating involved in that.
Oh
Biden
yeah.
election.
Hmm.
Now, does he wait until the State of the Union to drop that? Is he going to drop it before the State of the Union? Now you're going to have the Democrats at that State of the Union. I'm just thinking out loud. They're going to try. Remember Nancy Pelosi standing behind him,
Oh yeah.
ripping up the thing and all. They're going to try to disrupt that as much as possible. Now, does he add the Iranian war into that, going into that night or not? They're going to. I can see it now. They're going to be shouting out, "You're in the Epstein file, Trump!" Like that. This is how they're going to do that night. Now. They've obviously got it planned, and I'd be interested to see what Mike says. Now, Iran won't be like Venezuela. They're not going to be able to do like a one-day operation. This
Yeah.
will have to be heavy sustained, and they don't want any ground troops, which means you're going to see at least 4 to 5 days of heavy aerial bombardment. And I mean they're going to focus on the hierarchy there, they may not even be in Iran. They could be in Russia for all we know, but they're going to be deep underground. So you got
Yeah.
a huge bunker busting bombs because you want to target them first. You want to sever the head off. And
Yeah.
obviously the airfields, the oil fields, you can't hit the personnel. They're going to move their personnel into residential areas for sure. That's how all of them operate. That's what they do,
Yep.
schools and hospitals, etc.
Yep. Thanks for
Um,
noticing. Thank
what-
you.
Whatever
Urban
intelligence
warfare.
they have on the ground, I'm sure they have some. I'm sure Israel's giving them intelligence. I'm sure Israel's. Now, the other thing, too,
Yeah.
is you got Hezbollah.
Yeah.
They're going to strike Israel, guaranteed, if they strike Iran.
That's
because
why
they were-
Israel's been taking him out the last few weeks. Big
Right.
time. Big
Right.
time.
So they're
Yeah.
going to try. They're going to try to bring in everybody and the
Extra
and the Houthis-
pagers this time.
and the Houthis as well. You may even see the Houthis fire into Saudi Arabia too.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. They're going to try to blow that thing up beyond.
Oh yeah, it's gonna
So-
get explosive, Mike.
Well, with 2 aircraft carrier battle groups in there, if the Houthis start doing something, it's going to get ugly for them, because they have the assets to take care of that at that
Yeah.
point. A couple of things to think about. So, do you remember when they took those containers full of drones and drove them up? The Ukrainians drove them up there and took out a third of the strategic bomber fleet of Russia with
Oh
the
yeah,
drones.
yeah.
Well, Israel did the same thing. Took a lot more planning and strategy. They did
Oh,
the
yeah.
same thing when the war between Iran and Israel kicked off.
Right.
They had several container vans out there. They took out their air defense assets
Yeah.
all over Iran in the same way with drone attacks, localized drone attacks. So that so reason I say that is you were talking about forces on the ground. I don't think Israel or the United States or anyone else can put forces on the ground in Iran. And the main reason is we don't have to, because most of the people hate the government.
Yeah.
Only
yeah.
thing that needs to happen is the same way Israel smuggled in those containers full of drones is containers full of weapons.
Yeah, we
them
need to get
folks
some
will-
weapons to the
them-
people on the ground.
I think that if that's going to happen, it's already there.
Yeah.
I think, and let me tell you this, that there's been prophetic word put out there that
It's
the
awesome, guys.
Ayatollah will not flee the country. He will go down fighting.
Yeah. He'll meet his virgins. I think that's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
That is, I think that well, what do you think Donald Trump's going to do? Look, has this guy ever done the conventional thing?
No,
Never.
nothing.
So
He
I
just
don't
know
have,
it'll be done in 2 weeks.
I think
That's
that
all we know.
you've got Pete Hegseth, Department of War. You got General Raisin Kane. They gutted the Defense Department, got all of the DEI dress wearing generals out, and put in generals that like to kill people and blow things up efficiently, war fighters with the war fighting mentality.
Right.
And I think that they've got plans. They know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And it's going to be something we've never seen before, never thought of, never considered.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Because the hardest thing to defend against,
right.
you can defend against all the things that conventionally your enemy has done before, but the thing that you've never thought of, that's the challenge. That's the hard part.
The thing when it comes to like Russia, like coming in or doing something, I think they're too involved with Ukraine right now. And I also see like the little sort of virtual signaling. Putin wants to, today, I think came out and said he wants to do a deal for $12 trillion in trade if you lift the sanctions. So if they lift the sanctions, that could be really good economically for both countries because Russia has so much natural resources to offer. They just need good partners. And and what people forget is Russia and America used to be friends, and they fought wars together, even going back in the Civil War and the War of 1812. But China seems to be the one that's unstable. And I see things that are going to get like really, really crazy. You don't just move a third of your military to another region in the world, and these guys are not going to surrender. I know we understand who our enemy is. Know who your audience is. These guys are what do we call them? I don't know how to say it, mental cases. They really just they think we're stupid. They can put out all these AI videos. I think they're just showing fake hands. I really don't think they have a whole lot. They have 80 million people who are against them. There's probably, a lot of people have defected. There's explosions happening every day. They call them gas leaks. And all they want to do is they have no defense. And they got to be running scared. The only option they have is to bluff. So that's what I think. I'm calling their bluff. I think that all these AI videos, it's real. And definitely don't take them not serious. It's a very serious threat. But if you plan this out well, and I believe President Trump and Secretary Hegseth have something good on the table. What are your thoughts on the way it's being planned, Derek?
Well, kind of add on to what you say. It's impossible to neutralize China and Russia at the same time. Okay, there's not enough bombs, not impossible.
Yeah,
it's better to have Russia closer, as opposed to pushing them off to China. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's likely what's going to happen. I also, if you see they're keeping those peace talks between them and Ukraine very quiet.
Yeah.
But they're still going on in Switzerland, and they keep saying that there's progress, but they're keeping that very, very quiet. So it's likely that and that overture by Putin there today with Iran, he's like going back to when Putin gave Trump the ball.
Yeah.
For the World Cup. Okay, the ball's in your court.
Oh, right.
What are you going to do with it, Trump? I think now. I also think that China. I think, like some say, oh well, the military's against Xi now. I don't think they're going to do anything. No, Xi's an expansionist. He's a devout Maoist.
Yeah.
Like Xi's father actually, believe it or not, was a rebel, and
right.
He disappeared when Xi was young.
I think the CCP murdered him actually.
Absolutely.
Really bad.
But Xi is super Maoist, and I actually think that his generals went to Xi. I think Xi was going to take Taiwan months ago, and his generals go, no, Trump will not let you do that. He's going to intervene.
Well, there was a coup going on too in China over the last
that, and I believe that was it, because I think his generals told Xi. He goes, Trump may just drop the bomb.
Yeah.
As opposed to engaging in Taiwan, and then Xi didn't like it, but I think his like Xi's more expansionist than his generals were, and I think that's what happened with the coup. And you still don't know about that. You don't know if that guy was imprisoned. There was I guess you would say from some of the sources that do get videos out of China that there were gunfights in Beijing.
Yeah.
That still hasn't settled down.
Nobody knows about it. It was this President Xi's, I think, best friend or something growing up from
Oh
high
yeah, they're
school or
best
something
friends as
like that.
kids. Yeah,
High
For 40
ranking
years.
generals,
Yeah.
all kinds of high ranking CCP
Yeah.
members.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a straight up power grab coup that I think Z squashed.
Yeah.
But at a lot of political cost. I do.
Yeah.
Can I talk about one thing? So you talk about China invading Taiwan. The things that happened in Venezuela.
Hmm.
We took out the top tier
Right.
radar systems that China's been selling all around the world. It's one
Oh
of the
yeah,
ways
that
they
was
keep
awesome.
making income.
Yeah.
We made it totally ineffective.
Oh yeah.
Along with top tier SAMs, surface to
Yeah.
air missiles that were
Yeah.
Soviet top, or not Soviet, but Russia top tier. Their latest equipment tied to China's latest radar systems that supposedly detected stealth, couldn't even detect our helicopters.
Yeah.
And we made it look like you get it from Temu. I mean,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
bad.
That
But
was
that's
pretty
not
crazy.
that's not all. There's another weapon that I know about that's deployed, so it's not like it's top secret.
Right.
We have microwave defense systems now
Yeah.
on much of our destroyers. Now, let
Yeah.
me tell you what this is. This sends out a beam of microwave energy up to about 30 miles out, which the thing that our enemies have an advantage over the United States is drones and missiles. We have not had a lot of investment into drones and missiles, nor drone and missile defense.
Yeah.
But this microwave weapon that's on destroyers has a 6-second reload. So it can send out a burst of microwave, then 6 seconds it can reload and shoot again. But one burst can take out an entire wave of attack vehicles, whether it's drones or missiles. It fries the inner workings, the GPS, the flight controls or whatever. So when Iran sends out waves of their little triangle drone things, whatever they're called, that those destroyers that are around the aircraft carriers can take them out for pennies on the dollar.
That's
the
awesome.
strategy of our enemies is to launch enough stuff at our ships that our ships run out of missiles, they run out of the machine gun thing, whatever it's called. I can't think of his name, but their defense systems run out. There's only so much you can carry of kinetic weapons.
Correct. Yeah.
But a defense system that's based upon direct energy weapons that can just reload and shoot again for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, they have that in Israel too.
That changes the game of the strategy, because Iran's strategy is, they got an aircraft carrier battle group attacking them, is to launch everything they have all at once. Like in the movie Battleship, where the aliens launched all and just blew the ship up because the ship couldn't defend against it. That's their strategy. But if you can knock the entire attack out of the air with one burst of a microwave weapon, frying their computers, you just changed the game.
Yeah, awesome. And a couple other things. The U.S. pulled all their troops out of Syria, or is going to as of today.
They only had 1,000 left. Yes,
Yeah.
I think they pulled all their troops out of Iraq too.
Oh yeah, okay. And the other
Or they're
thing that we're
going
not
to.
keeping, I'll leave it at this, and we'll lead to our final thoughts. Is that Japan? In Japan, they have a far right wing, like Republican type of PM that just won the election, and she's getting rid of all the immigrants. They're more pro Japan. She wants to have a nice army again, a navy, and she's pro American. And that is sort of another rivalry to assist us with dealing with the CCP China problem. So it's not so easy to attack now. Well, to the south, be funny to watch the Iranian army drop the weapons, grab their heads and noses bleed. Oh, like in Venezuela. That might be funny to see a few heads and noses, and, Abu Akbar.
Before you wrap up and go to final thoughts, can I add one thing? You were
Definitely,
talking
of
about
course.
Donald Trump's got State of Union. We've got the Epstein stuff. We've got the election stuff. We got the fraud stuff. We got all kinds of stuff going
Clinton's testifying next week too.
Yeah, the Clintons are testifying. I want to add one more thing to the party.
Yes,
if I can. This was today.
Oh, right. Yeah, go ahead.
Dan Bongino and Kash Patel.
We're going to look at the facts that exist. We're not going to try to make up facts that don't, so we can serve a political narrative. And wait till you, and I know you know this, but wait till you see what's coming in the next month or two on the funding streams related to this. You and I had launched a serious investigation. We had said these organizations don't operate alone, don't operate in silence. They operate with a heavy, heavy stream of funding. And we started looking into it. And guess what, Dan? We found them.
Director, your thoughts on this? I covered earlier in the show.
Awesome. I saw that. I forgot. Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that. I want to put this. Let me put this back on the screen.
Don't operate in silence.
I don't want him talking. I just want it on the screen. What he posted there, real quick. This is that the federal grand jury in Fort Worth, Texas, indicted 9. This is what he puts up there. That was the one where earlier this year, after Donald Trump had become president, that snipers were trying to shoot the ICE facilities in Texas, and it turned out to be an Antifa cell. So that's what he's talking about.
Wow.
Yeah. So throw that on top of everything else you said.
Yeah.
On that information is good. Let me tell you, Donald Trump has declared May 17th as a day that we rededicate the United States of America back to God. And what God dropped in my spirit when he did that was, in order for us to rededicate, we have to repent. In order to repent, we have to know what we did.
Right.
So all of this, I believe, or a majority of this, or a lot of this is going to come out.
That's why I say it's going to be biblical. It's all timing. It's all timing. It's all... Yeah, no, Patriot Mike, you've been awesome. I appreciate it all the time, man. This is biblical, going up into the blood moon, coming with the story of Purim. We got so many different things, as Derek was saying, we're juggling so many different balls here. Like, we don't know which one to turn over. Also, he's going to name, President Trump's supposed to name the list of foreign adversaries that meddled in the elections in the 2020 and every other election for the most part. Savannah Guthrie's missing mom. Is that a false flag? Is that a weird story just to throw us off? A lot of weird things going on. But when we find out all the foreign adversaries that meddled in American elections, that's an act of war. Is that not, Patriot Mike? Is that not treason? We find out that Canada was involved. Mouth of the South headed here after. Where is this? To Rumble?
I guess the Mouth of the South is having a show, and I just wanted to put it up there and let everybody know they can go to that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, cool.
Just want to promote your buddy.
Yeah, of course. He's awesome. Derek, final thoughts? Great show, guys. Thank you so much again, always, for watching. Want to hear your final thoughts on where we're going.
Oh, geez. Okay. Final thought.
Oh. His battery just ran out. Right at his final
perfect
thought.
timing.
That was his spot. It's over.
Yeah, that was planned. That was planned. I guess I'll have to take over for him. I guess if he comes back, we'll get him on again. But for my final thoughts, I mean, like, I love biblical talk. I love looking back to the Bible, the Old Testament, and seeing all the different things where we are today. If you understand history and you look backwards, you can see where you're going in the future. And I think everything's just kind of like coming to fruition. All the prophets and everything in the Bible and the Torah. I think we're going through these biblical times. There's no doubt in my mind the story of Purim coming up in a Haman moment. We are definitely headed in that direction where I think dark turns to light, and we will, I believe, good will overcome all the evilness that's been taken on in this world. But the veil has been unlifted. And I just want to thank you, Patriot Mike, for, again, for all your help in the show and everything. And I want to thank everybody for joining, Canadian Patriot Derek Noonan. And we'll get back to you with episode 9 in the next few weeks. And once again, thank you for joining. And keep reaching out, guys, and continue to move forward. And we got this. Patriot Mike, Inspector K, I think we've done the inspection today.
you.